right, folks, here we go. Example number 2. Well, you know, it doesn't get a lot easier than this. Wait a minute. What's all this stuff up here on the board? Get rid of that, Mr. C. Okay, here we go. Now, guys, this first one, square root of 25, 5. Done. All right, this is just kind of a little review here. They want the positive one because there's nothing in front here. All right, so that means they want the positive square root of 25. You agree that negative 5 times negative 5 also equals 25, all right? But that's not the one they want because they didn't have a negative sign in front of it. Okay. Now this one over here, I'm going to remember from that first that introduction. If I take the square root of a whole number, and it's not a whole number, then it's definitely irrational. So I don't think 423 is a perfect square. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get my old trusty calculator out here. Square root 423 is equal to 20, but I know they want the negative one here. So it's going to be negative 20.566, and this is an approximation. I can make my little squigglies there. 9638. Okay? But remember it says nearest hundredth, so that means I want to go to 2 places behind the decimal point, and that's going to give me approximately negative 20.5. And I don't care what that stuff is, right? As long as this number right here is 5 or above, then this is going to go up 1. Okay? And that's it, guys. And here's another thing, and I don't know if you have ever been told this or if you remember this or whatever, but just to help you remember, whenever it says round to the nearest hundredth, like this, okay, the way I remember it is hundredth is a fraction with 100, and it has 2 zeros, so that means I need 2 places behind the decimal point. It said round to the nearest millionth. Okay, that's a million. How many zeros? 6 zeros? Well, if I'm rounding to the nearest millionth, I need to go 6 places behind the decimal point. All right, because they're not always going to tell you how many places behind the decimal point. You have to know that. And the easy little way that I remember is just the number of zeros behind the 1. Okay, so if it was 1,000, then I would have 3 places behind the decimal point. Okay? All right, good job, folks. See you at example 3. I hope they get harder.